Okay, we are going to continue working on equations, and now we have something special comes up. So what I'd like you to do is pause and work these two on your own and then come back. Are you back? All right, so hopefully you solve these. And when you notice this and you distribute your negative 4, so we get negative 8x minus 4 equals negative 8x minus 2. When I get my variable term on the left-hand side by itself, I'm going to add 8x to both sides. When I do that, my 8x and negative 8, my variable term cancels out on my left, and I'm left with negative 4. My variable term cancels out on my right, and I'm left with negative 2. What? What does that mean? What happens? Well, when my variable term cancels out, and you're left with something like this, negative 4 equals negative 2, you have to ask yourself a question. You have to ask, is negative 4 equal to negative 2? No, it's not. So if that statement is not true, there is no solution. That's what it means, no solution. Let's do this one over here. Well, hopefully you already did that one over there when it's paused. So here I have negative 5 minus 9x equals, when I distribute the 3, I get 3 minus 9x minus 8. I have negative 5 minus 9x. I combine my like terms, and I get negative 9x minus 5. Now I'm going to move my variable term to the left-hand side, so I'm going to add 9 to both sides. Here I'm left with negative 5. My variable term is canceled again, and I'm left with negative 5. So notice both terms have canceled out just like here. But when I ask myself the question, is negative 5 equal to negative 5, the answer is yes. So what that means is you have infinitely number of solutions. So think about that. No matter what number you plug in for x, it's going to be the same on both sides. If you plug in a 1 here and a 1 here, you're going to get the same thing on both sides. If you plug in a 2, a 5, a 10, it doesn't matter. Whatever number you substitute for x, it's going to be the same on both sides. So the lesson here, for no solution and infinitely many solutions, I want you to write on the left-hand side of your paper, is for this to happen. Oh, you can't read it over here. Yeah, let's read it. We'll do it over here. When you have no solution and infinitely number of solutions, both variable terms canceled out. Your variable terms have vanished. They're gone. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to do, below you, I want you to do examples 1 through 4. So pause it, and then let's talk about what we get here. Okay? All right. So number 1, we should have gotten, I'm going to go through these quickly because hopefully you already did them. So I get 3x plus 6 equals 6 plus 3x. I'm going to subtract my variable term on both sides. Variable term canceled, and I'm left with x equals, variable term canceled over here, 6 equals 6. Well, my variable terms canceled out, so I ask myself, is this a true statement? It is. So, infinitely number of solutions. That's my answer. So it doesn't matter what number you plug in for x, you're still going to get the same answer. All right, let's take a look at number 2. Let me expand this a little bit. All right, let's take a look at number 2. So I distribute my 6, and I get 12x minus 36 equals 14x minus 28. Negative 14x on both sides. Now I'm left with negative 2x minus 36 equals, my variable terms canceled out, equals negative 28. I add 36 on both sides, and I get negative 2x equals, why am I not doing this? 36 is 8, right? Yes, that's 8. Oh, excuse me. And then divide by negative 2, and x equals negative 4. All right, so on number 2, I get x equals negative 4. Still an answer. So that means there's only one value of x, and it can only be 4. Over here on example 1, you could have any value, and it would be the same. But I can still have one answer here. All right, so 2. We did 2. Now let's look at 3. When I distribute, I get 40x minus 24 equals negative 18x minus 24. I add 18x to both sides, and and I get 58x minus 24 equals negative 24. I add 24 to both sides, and I get 58x equals 0. I divide 58 on both sides, and x is still equal to 0. Did anybody get no solution? I want you to highlight this number 3. This is where students make a mistake. 0 is still a rational number. It's a whole number. So it's a whole number, it's an integer, it's rational, and it's real. So this is still a valid answer. Students oftentimes make the mistake, and they see this 24 canceling out and making it a 0, and they think since both 24's canceled out, it's no solution. Not true. Remember what I said. For no solution and infinitely many solutions to happen, your variable term cancels out. My variable term is still very much alive and well. So I can still have 0 as an answer. So only when variable terms cancel out do infinite and no solutions exist. All right, so 0, still a valid answer. I can still check my answer. So if I plug 0 in here, 0 minus 3 is a negative 3. Negative 3 times 8 is negative 24. So if I have negative 20 over 4 here, 0 times negative 4 is negative 4. 6 times negative 4 is negative 24. Checks out. So 0 is still an answer. All right, and then, of course, let's do number 4. So I'm going to distribute. That stays the same, and I get 7x plus 14 minus 4x plus 28. So 3x minus 13 equals, over here I'm going to combine my x's to get 3x. Positive 14, positive 28 is a plus 42. I'm going to subtract my variable term on both sides. My variable term is canceled on the left. My variable term is canceled on the right. I'm left with negative 13 equals 42. So I ask myself, is that a true statement? No, it is not. So my answer is no solution. Okay? All right, if you have questions on this homework, come and see me. Let me know. Otherwise, good luck.